When it comes to growth away from toxic people, they no longer have control over our emotions anymore because we've taken the control back. Now we know how to use wisdom and knowledge concerning it. But God doesn't want us to go through a growth process to let go of the ways that we were feeling regarding people's influence over us, whether taking advantage of, verbal abuse, you understand, disrespect, belittling. Just because they look like they don't do it anymore, it doesn't mean that you do the things you used to do before. Because if you do, it will happen again. Some people seize for another opportunity again. You understand? So be mindful of that. We don't want to have God to, you know, detach us from a cycle that we are forming over again. They said they changed. They said they're not the same. It doesn't mean not to be, wise, not to be nice, not to be open, but just don't have yourself found vulnerable again. You understand? That's just like me saying, I am done with this earthly habit, and I get around the same people again, and there goes the habit again. And I did so well to get away from it, did so well to grow from out of it. You understand? Mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually, and God cleaned me from that. I'm washed away concerning it. God doesn't want any of us to be washed to go back to being dirty again. To take our freedom back, take our sanity back, to now be bound all over again, and instability in our lives all over again. We don't want to flirt with danger when God have us to exercise our authority over and over again. So be mindful of the people who just trying to get back in again, not just to be a blessing because they have changed, but you can still see some characteristics that's in the past that caused you to feel the way you felt in the past that you no longer feel right now and don't ever want to feel, again. So just be mindful of that. Don't find yourself being vulnerable again. You went through that growth process. You did. Be happy for you. Anything that you came up higher in, congratulations to you. Don't promote to demote yourself again. You understand? Because you always win. And you're aware of that. And you declare that over and over again. So don't do anything that's contrary to that ever again.